Audio log for Vanessa Shepard, Entry 2. July 4th, 2171. I'll never forget that date. There's a hospital back in my hometown, Greater Victoria General. I was there a lot as a kid. I knew most of the staff on a first-name basis. They were sort of like my second family. They knew I had it rough growing up, but they didn't think any less of me for it. I trusted all of them and respected them. I tried to stop by, say hi to them whenever I wasn't on an assignment. I also knew a lot of the patients there, not as well as the staff, but there were a few regulars, most of them older. They'd come in for monthly checkups, visit loved ones, that sort of thing. There was one patient in particular who was younger. He was a good friend. He'd gotten hurt on one of our jobs, and he was getting treated for it that July. I had a lot of connections with that hospital. A lot of people close to me there, and that's why it was such an easy target for them. The 10th Street Reds were looking for me. I was one of their best agents, but I had just up and vanished on them that last November while I was on an assignment. I didn't tell anyone where I was going, especially not them. We had some disagreements with the way they were running things for a couple of years there, until I finally decided to leave. So they did what they could to flush me out of hiding. They targeted everyone that was close to me. The attack happened without warning. The Reds had sleeper agents on the inside, biding their time until the moment was right. At some point early in the day on July 4th, they triggered a remote bomb in the ambulance bay. They made it look like they were responding to an outside threat, and they locked the hospital down, with the patients and the staff still inside. After an hour or so, they killed a few people as a warning and used the hospital's comm network to demand that I be found and returned to them. If the Alliance didn't comply, they'd kill the staff and patients, one by one, until no one was left. I was in Washington at the time, in a pre-service training program with the Alliance. When I found out what was going on, I almost packed up and left, but my drill instructor caught news of the attack first, and he wouldn't let me go. He was right. Even if I went there and complied with their terms, I'd wind up dead, but these people, these innocent people that I'd known most of my life, were going to die because of me. And there was nothing I could do to stop it. The hospital was locked down for 12 hours. 12 hours, I sat powerless in the barracks of Fairchild Interplanetary Base, just waiting for something to happen. I was furious. Couldn't stand how helpless I felt. But the Alliance got things under control. This was practically an act of war, and they responded to the threat with a military-grade counterattack. The Sleepers were the Reds' best agents, but they didn't stand a chance against a trained, disciplined, and pissed-off Marine unit. It took a little over an hour before the Reds surrendered, and the hospital was released from lockdown. 30 people died that day, most of them staff members who the Reds had replaced with their Sleepers. I knew a few of them, but most of the ones that I knew got out with their lives. My friend, he was okay. They didn't hurt him, and he got his treatment. I didn't hear much about the Reds after that. They'd expanded their operations to other star systems at that point, but most of those branches condoned what they'd done as an act of terrorism. And they were right. What they did was unforgivable. But one of their sleeper agents got away. Atticus Finch. I never worked with him while I was a Red, but he had a reputation with the organization. He was a despicable human being, cold and cynical, but crafty. Too crafty for his own good. And he slipped away when their last-ditch effort to find me went to hell. I'd given up on ever finding him. I had more important responsibilities now, as a soldier, and I had to live for the people that they had left behind, to give people a chance that the people they killed wouldn't have. I don't know why he decided to show up on the Citadel. Maybe he got in over his head and didn't know who else to turn to. Maybe he thought that after all this time, I wouldn't remember him or the terrible things that he and his organization did. Or maybe he just wanted someone to end it all for him. It doesn't matter now. It was a mistake that cost him his life. Because I will never forgive them for July 4th, 2171.